prime time on the top game, it's a fine line. Man in the match, that's Daveye, he's the main guy, keep it close side. Make sure you don't make no wrong play, cause I'm with Jose and Andre. When Cyrus comes to walk in, you better know that you are watching Premier League. Daveye, tell what time we on. Prime time. Let me hear you say Premier League. Daveye, tell what time we on. Prime time.
Hello and welcome to Premier League Primetime, and I'm here to present and give my match analysis on the European Championships final that just played. Spain 2 and England 1, and I'm so dejected. I am. And if you want to know why, because I'm sick and tired of having to always prove myself right. I don't like to be right about this side. I don't like to be right about a lot of these players. I don't like to be right about this manager. I don't like to be right. But a lot of people just call me negative. I'm deluded, or I'm this, or I'm that. What are some of these all telling me now? Spain deserved to win that game. Anyone did an eye test, Spain deserved to win that game. We decided to be reactive and attacking far too late. Changes made so late again. Changes that needed to be made around halftime were made at around 60 minutes. Too late at the end of the day. It's just not good enough. And how many times have I said it? The same players putting in the same performances, the same culprits are culpable again. The same players are the ones that were good or decent or right were decent or right. It's just a replay of the same rubbish. The only difference is that we didn't get away with it this time. You want to know why? And just like what I said in the Netherlands game, against a team like Spain, who are well organized, well oiled, and well drilled, they're not going to allow us to get away with it. And guess what? That's what happened. We didn't get away with it. But the stupidness and bullshit that we do every game, and we somehow get away with it. It just didn't happen for us. Our luck ran out. And yet, once again, it is, of course, in a major final of an international tournament in the knockout rounds. What a surprise. This England team just proved themselves once again. Football heritage. At its most exact definition. This is football heritage. Football won today. Because if we had won this, as happy as I would have been, I would have looked at this. I would have looked at it and said, "We did not deserve to win this. Let's be real. We do not deserve to win it. We haven't played good football all tournament. We've been rubbish all tournament. We've been one of the worst side to watch. So we deserve to lose today. Spain were by far the better side in possession. They looked more organized. For us, it was just passing side to side. We had no idea how to break them down." Players that even looked alright, I felt sorry for today because they looked under pressure and they looked at fault and at victim to the system around them, or just the players that are alongside playing next to them. Bozo moments again. I'm just so sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it for us. And as I said, we deserve to lose, and we deserve every bit of criticism. Because I knew something like this was going to happen. I knew something like this was going to happen. But people want me to blindly believe. Be toxic positive. It's rubbish, man, and I'm sick and tired of it. We were not good today. People could say, "Oh, we created a lot of chances. We created a lot of chances." Did we convert any of them? No. No, we didn't. I'm bored of it. I'm genuinely bored of it. And the reason why I'm not naming specific players right now, because I'm saving it for the player ratings. Right? This manager, Southgate, regardless of what was going to happen, he's still going to be in a job when he clearly should not be. He should have been gone a long time ago. But somehow he is still here. And I have no idea why. I have no idea how on earth this guy is still here in a job. I don't know. The whole concept of we made it to 2 back-to-back Euro finals. We made it to quarterfinals of the World Cup. Rubbish, man. Rubbish. We couldn't even win Nations League under this manager. There's no more excuses for him. He's the one that handpicked the squad for this Euros. He's the one that literally had his play without a left back, a natural left-footed left back, starting for us for the entire tournament until the final. This guy has no excuses. A lot of these players have no excuses either. I'm so beyond bored and sick of this team. Seriously, the international and the Euros are done, and now myself along with the rest of the POP team, we shall go back and focus on the upcoming Premier League season. But this Euros is finished, and I'm just drained. I just feel so drained watching England. I feel so mentally drained watching us, and the Southgate ball. I'm so beyond bored of it, as I've said for years. So bored of this. Anyways, we're now just going to get straight into the player ratings. We're going to start off in goal, Jordan Pickford. He really couldn't do anything about either of the goals, really. The Nico Williams one, maybe you could have arguably said he could have stretched out and made himself look a bit bigger. The Oyarzabal one, he got wrong-footed slightly, but really it was like a 6-yard tap in. Nothing he could do, really. But apart from that, he made some amazing saves. Spain should have been 3, 4, 5-1 up. And Pickford kept us in the game. So, huge shouts to him. And as I said last time, I think he should be the next England captain. He should be given the armband. Because he looks like he's leading. He makes himself present at the back. So, there's nothing really Jordan Pickford could do. He can leave. He can walk off the pitch with his head held high. He's done nothing wrong, really. The only thing I'd say is that sometimes he just takes way too long to just play the ball. And sometimes you just ping it to absolutely nobody. There was that one moment when Ollie Watkins was literally was all alone. And all it took from Pickford was just a long ball to him, and Ollie Watkins would have had the time to control it and turn and drive a goal. But instead he pings it to, I think it was Foden or Saka, one of them. And it goes out just for another goal kick. And overhits it. And Ollie Watkins is looking at him like, what are you doing? Just play me the ball. So apart from that, there's nothing really Pickford could have done. But he definitely was one of the better performers on the pitch today. Nothing too wrong with his performance. So I will give Jordan Pickford I'll give him a 7 because he kept us in the game. Right back, Kyle Walker, absolutely rubbish. And I've said about Walker all tournament, and this was probably his worst game. Him up against Nico Williams was immediately a mismatch. It was already going to be a mismatch. Immediately. And Walker got his soul taken, by Nico Williams. So many times he was getting done for pace. He's looked all over the place. This guy can't seem to cross the ball anymore. All this guy can do is run. This guy's just losing. It just looks like this guy has 0 footballing IQ. And this is one of the reasons why I respect Guardiola Man City so much. They can accommodate for so many players decently well. Players like Kyle Walker. He looks finished. He looks absolutely finished for England. He really does. Honestly, he was absolutely awful today. He was one of the worst players on the pitch. Genuinely, he looked awful. I mean, at some point I was thinking, bring on Enzri Konsa because when he looked injured. But he was so bad. Kyle Walker. This guy playing next to John Stones. I knew we were in trouble. Kyle Walker is a liability. How many times would I see him just leave open gaps? He's the reason why the first goal happened. And the second one, where was he? Where was he to stop the cross in from Cucurella? Where was he? He was in absolutely no man's land. I don't know where Kyle Walker was, but he was absolutely dreadful. 3. He was awful today. John Stones, good player, but you can tell his legs have gone. His legs have gone. They've absolutely gone. Should have done a better job of holding the line before that ball just got played into Nico Williams, who had acres of space to finish. Not good enough at all. Looked okay with the ball at the back, but just so bang average. I'll give him a 4. Mark Gahey, I'll give him an average 5. Not the greatest, but definitely not the worst on the pitch. But I think he should have done a bit better with the Oyarzabal goal. But at the same time, he's being put in that position in the first place because John Stones kept him onside, and Kyle Walker's not doing anything to block the cross either. So then that puts Gahey in a position where then he now has to try and step in last minute to just deflect away the cross, which he couldn't. So I feel sorry for him. And even then, I think he blocked a shot from who was it? I think it was Fabian or Daniel or one of them. And the moment he got up off the ground, I see him absolutely losing his mind. I think it was Declan Rice or Stones. He was absolutely going ballistic, and I couldn't sympathize with him more. He was just again being thrown in the deep end and just being left. He was being left to drown, and I felt sorry for him. And I will give him I'll give him a 5. Really, Luke Shaw at left back, just I mean, good to have him back, but didn't really affect the game. Really, didn't really influence it. Didn't really affect it. In any way, shape, or form. In any way, shape, or form. Just we could have had any natural left-footed left back, and they probably would have done as good of a job, maybe better. He offered a bit defensively, crossing-wise, just not good enough. But it's his first start in a while. But you know, he would have been a lot worse for Trippier there. But just Luke Shaw again, just. You're the senior, one of the senior players now in this team. I expect so much more from you, and you weren't good enough. Again, you were not good enough today. 4. Midfield, Colby Mino. I felt so sorry for Colby today, but he looked tired. He looked like he was struggling. He was drowning in that midfield. As I predicted with Jose, and as I predicted it in after the Netherlands match, he was drowning today. With Rodri and then Zubamendi coming on at halftime, Fabian, Dani Olmo, Lamine Yamal inverting inside with Nico Williams, he just looked all over the place. And he didn't look as his composed, usual himself, and he struggled today. He definitely struggled and needed to come off. But Colby, again, has absolutely no support. He's drowning in there by himself. As a manager and those around him, how are you letting an 18-year-old literally battle himself and carry this midfield to this very final and then drown? These players and this manager should be an absolute shame of themselves. They should be ashamed of themselves. Some of these senior players should be embarrassed looking at the example Colby Mino is setting such high standards for himself. And now the problem is when he puts in a poor performance, we always seen are such high standards in himself. You have to rate it, and you have to rate it and score based off of that. But even the times where he was able to get the ball in tight spaces, he was able to get out of tight spaces, all right, find a pass, pick a pass. He still was able to do okay. And like Gahey, I'll give him a 5 because I felt sorry for him. Declan Rice, get to 0. I'm tired of Declan Rice. Seriously. I am sick and tired of Declan Rice. I don't care. He gets a 0. 0, 0, 0 for Declan Rice. I'm tired. You're the leader in the team. You literally have had your hand held by Colby Manu all tournament long since you've been alongside him. You were horrendous today, just like you've been awful all tournament. I never want to hear Rodri's name ever mentioned with him again. As of right now, I don't want to hear Colby Mino's name mentioned with him again. A lot of Arsenal fans telling me that Declan Rice is holding Colby's hand. No, it's the other way around. It is so clear and evident. This guy takes so long on the ball, so unbelievably long, and he gets skipped past like he's not even there. Declan Rice is moving like a picket fence. You can hop over him. It's that easy. I'm sick to death of it. I'm so sick and tired of it. So sick of all of these trying to overrate these men. Players like Declan Rice. He's the best, he's world class, he's one of the best defensive midfielders in the world. No, he's not. He's absolutely not. Why does Arteta always play, one of Jorginho Partey with them? But why do you think he decided to just play Kai Havertz up front and send in midfield when he was playing Rice in the 6? There's a reason for that. He needs someone to hold his hand. And it's so obvious. And I'm just so bored of constantly saying it. I just put myself on repeat. I'm so sick and tired of it. And Declan Rice, you have been one of the ones with the most amount of chat. One of the ones with the most amount of chat. Saying that the critics shouldn't be so harsh on this England side and they should be more sympathetic and all this and all that. Just stop talking. You always have something to chat about. Take the loss, take the L, and just humble yourself. Walk off the pitch and reflect because you were trash again. You were not good enough, Declan Rice. Rubbish. You're one of the leaders in this team, and you hide away again. That header, Should have put it on target. Like you were by yourself with that header. I'm not talking about the first header. I'm talking about it was the one after Mark Gahey's, which he should have scored, by the way. How are you putting that over? You're by yourself. Heading into the corner. Rubbish. No, zero. I'm tired. I'm tired of Declan Rice. I'm so sick of it. So genuinely tired of Declan Rice. Into the next player, and I'm going to go with Bukayo Saka. And you know what? He can keep his head held high as well. Didn't really see anything that much wrong with him. Not a whole lot wrong with Bukayo Saka today. He looked all right. He's one of the better players on the pitch. I'll give him a 6. He looked all right. So he can keep his head held high. Phil Foden gets a 5. Put in some good free kicks, but no one's going to remember that. Provided some good chances, but no one's going to remember that. Everyone's just going to remember the one chance that he had. No one's going to remember the rest of the performance. No one's going to remember it. No one's going to remember how he kept coming inside because he wasn't receiving the ball yet again. No one's going to remember that, and he's just going to get scapegoated yet again. Was he great? No. Has he been great this tournament? No. But he's one of the players that looked like he was trying to create something. Trying to make something out of nothing. So I feel sorry for Phil Foden, but again, I expect more from you. You've won major honors. You won the you're a Champions League winner. You're a multi-Premier League winner. I expect more from you. Regardless, it doesn't matter. Phil Foden, I'll give you a 4. Jude Bellingham, where was Jude Bellingham? Gina dried up. Where was Jude Bellingham again today? Where was he? Where was Jude Bellingham? Crying and moaning all the time. These pundits all the time, glazing Jude Bellingham all the time. Saying, at one point, I forgot who was, but during the game, someone said, oh, look how entertaining Jude Bellingham is after he did a nutmeg. And then he lost the ball so easily. Rodri just effortlessly just took possession away from him, and he goes down holding his face. That's absolutely pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Disgrace. Horrendous performance again by Jude Bellingham. He gets a 1, and I'm sick and tired of it. I'll give him a 1 for putting his kid on the right way, and that's about it. I'm so sick and tired of Jude Bellingham. Really, how many chances did he create? How many poor decisions did he make? He got skipped passes as well, just like Declan Rice. Time and time again, losing the ball, just turning it over again and again and again and again. I'm so bored of it. Up front, Harry Kane, you get a 0 as well because you were trash, just like Rice. So you're one of the ones that's been chatting this whole tournament about support the lads, support us. You should be more sympathetic. You shouldn't be criticizing us as much. Well, you're going to get criticized because you've done nothing this whole tournament. Not just this one game. You've done absolutely nothing this whole tournament. And then the final came and football heritage struck again. And you again didn't turn up. When you get taken off after 60 minutes, there's something wrong if you're not injured. Because you're the liability. Clear it and obvious again. Dropping deep for the sake of it. Getting in Foden's way. You're dropping into midfield. You're just creating more traffic. How many chances were you able to get? None. You can't even put yourself in the positions anymore. And even the chances you did take, horrendous. Not good enough. 0. I'm so tired of it. Substitutions. Ollie Watkins looked a bit lively, but really, I think he's probably maybe should have scored. Should have been better in the box. Just not great, really. But at least he tried to make something happen. Looked lively. But I'll give him a 5. Cole Palmer gets a 6. Great goal as well. Definitely does not deserve to be on the losing side. How he's not been even Nail Sarkins is beyond me. He gets a 6, so he can big up himself for the goal. Actually, no, I'll give him a 7 for his off mention. Then Ivan Toney again. Why are you talking Ivan Toney with 3 minutes to go? Why? There's no point of it. There's literally no point of doing so. What's the point of bringing Anthony Gordon if you're not going to use him? What about Adam Morton? What's the point of bringing him as well? There's literally 0 point. So I am going to give Ivan Toney standard. I didn't have enough time to do anything really. Gareth Southgate once again. You continue to fail to motivate these players for a final. You cannot get over the line. Not everything's your fault because all these players have been shit as well. But you once again, football heritage, flower to deceive, and you fail to win another tournament with this group of players. And the consequences won't come now. I don't think they will come for a little while, but I'm just going to keep saying it and saying it. Southgate is a liability and he cannot get over the line. I'm so tired of this. I am seriously done with it. So tired of it. Southgate, you once again. How are you waiting to make that Cole Palmer change till like the 75th minute? How are you waiting that long? You should have brought him on right away at like the 50th minute. Or at the latest when you brought on Ollie Watkins. This guy is so beyond reactive. This guy literally does not have any situation worse. He cannot see things ahead of time. And I'm just so sick and tired of it. I'm so bored of it. Gareth Southgate, you get a 1 because at least if it looked all right. But yeah. And there you have it. There is the final upload and my reaction plus player ratings for this Euros, for England in this Euros. And we will be back to Premier League content relatively soon, or short, in about like a month and a half or some, in like less than a month. And wherever you're watching this in the world, we will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching our upload, and let us know down in the comments below what are your thoughts on anything and everything addressed in this feature of Premier League Prime Time. Smash a like on the video and make sure you subscribe to our channel. And be sure to check out our other platforms on Instagram, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And we hope you have an absolutely fantastic day/evening. Take care.